When we look at history, we see that there is not much that the human beings leave behind. Not just the human beings. In the general sense, not much is left behind. That is, the process of decaying, of destruction, of finish, of extinction of something is more common than the other. The process of change is the process that rules reality. It the constant repetition, the cosmic cycles, and so on and so on. But when we take this analysis to the human level, it becomes more interesting for us, because when we see what the human history is about, when we look at the at the individuals that lived through that history, we see that there is only one thing that is left behind. There is only one thing that can be left by a human being, and that is a message. No, but they can leave pieces of work, books, and all that. No, but that also will end, will vanish. But there is something here that is left, and there is a message. When I say message, I say the very life of each and every being. But we see that that the message that is left by a human being is directly related to the life of said being. And what is the life of a human being? Life of a human being is made by actions, by a conduct. And in that conduct we have, for example, the speech, the words we say, and also the physical actions, the actions in the world and everything else that surround those actions and those words. And that is interesting, my friends, because I was thinking about that today. If I were to die tomorrow, what would be the message I would leave today? And that is funny to think about, man, because in philosophy that would be the mission. You should be ready to die at every moment. You should be ready to die, and that the life would be the process of learning how to die. That's an interesting point of view, about it all, because probably that's the way it goes. And if I were to leave a message in words, for example, that is what I'm doing right now. We nowadays we have this we have something that never before existed. We have, for example, the internet. We have the World Wide Web. The technology evolved so much that now we can leave message that will stay in this cloud of a binary code that will last as long as all that technology remains, as long as it survives. And we created that, and when you look at the internet, the technology, it lasts longer, Probably the network of the World Wide Web, all the code, it will last until this world is destroyed by something or by itself. You know what I mean? But the thing is that what I'm saying to you right now is a very powerful message, if you think so, because I'm trying to tell you that your life is a message. And everything that you do and that you say is that message. And since those messages, they happen in this universe made by energy and all that, and vibrations, that message that one leaves is a vibration. And that vibration spreads throughout the universe, probably. Our ignorant perception of the universe and ourselves keeps us far from that truth. The truth that we are all connected, and everything that we do and everything that we say have an impact in the universe. And that, my friends, is the power of a message. Throughout history, we have these great messages. We have, for example, the message of yoga, the message of Buddha, the core message of Jesus Christ. We have the message of all these great masters, Lao Tzu. We have all these great philosophers, Kant, Nietzsche, We have all these thinkers leaving these great messages. But we also have bad messages being left. That is interesting to think about, my friends. But all those messages, they are just messages. And they are so strong, probably not because they last, or because anything else, but because they are a vibration that was so strong that it kept resonating throughout the universe. And you see, each and every one of us has that opportunity to put ourselves in such a state that we value the greatest power of our lives, that is the message we are living. And that message is left by our deeds and our words, mostly, probably, when we look at life and how it works, And it's interesting that nowadays we're experiencing another cycle of war, another cycle of mass killings and all that. And we have all this craziness in politics and all that, This so-called polarization, everyone is divided. We're all divided, man. We've been divided since the beginning of everything. Wait a minute. Not since the beginning. At the beginning, probably, it was very nice. During some time, it remained very nice, but then everything got lost. We can talk again about this, what happened in history as we know it so far with humans. So we can change from hunter-gatherers that live together in groups, walking on Earth, just living with the Earth in harmony with everything around themselves, arriving today in what we are, this crazy, almost symbolic, in a cyberpunk dystopic world, when we get connected to the web and we disconnect ourselves from the other beings and all that things. You know what I mean? My friends, the message is what really matters. But of course, the message is related to intention. Because at an unconscious level and at the conscious level, we are living a message. So we need to align those levels as much as we can so we can live a message that is true. A message that is whole. Interesting to think about, my friends. because everything is possible. That's something to think about, you know. As I said before, in this channel I want to leave this raw message that comes from the depths of myself. I'm not practicing, I'm not rehearsing or nothing, I'm just coming here and saying what I feel. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I'm grateful for the people that will listen to this, for their lives, for all of you, you know, on the other side. Because that is, my friends, the message I want to leave today. That life is a message. And when we see it like that, we can probably become better humans for better humans. We can become better humans for better humans. You know what I mean? To be better for others and for ourselves. We are all connected. We are all one, whether we want it or not. After all, everything is mandala.